What's going on, people? It's Mr. Dog back again with the preview show. I hope everyone's fit and well. And yes, I do apologise for coming 5 minutes late because a Newcastle fan got a bit upset about the mighty Chris Wood spender. So a bit of tears coming from his eyes at the moment. But we're back, people. Preview show. Before we do start, please do hit the like button, subscribe if you know. And if you want to get your score pictures now, please do. And before doing my sponsors as well, PW Plumbing and Gas. Big Nottingham Forest fan, Paul. If you want any help with any plumbing gas work, and he's a Forest fan too, please show some support to him. His link is in the description. He's my sponsor to the end of the season. So please show some love. Like I said, family or friends or anyone, please show support to Paul. And like I said, his link is in the description, or email him. Please do. Right, let me start. This guy was so, Forest fans will know, he was so confident and all that, saying that Newcastle will beat Forest. Forest fans, please get up, Pete, because he was so cocky and confident that they'll beat them. Pete, how are you?
You've been waiting for this since.
I've been waiting for all this.
I know you have, bro. Oh my god. Yeah. Look. I'm good. But my team hasn't been for a while now. We're getting better though. We're getting better. That's the key. But look, I have to say, you boys absolutely deserved it at St. James's Park. You guys were excellent. Really played well. For the we talked about it on my channel. For the first 30-40 minutes, Newcastle we were in control. We looked comfortable. We looked like we were going to win the game quite easily. And then you nicked the goal before half time. I say nicked the goal. It was a really well worked goal, to be fair. Chris Wood gets the goal. And the second half is just the complete opposite. We just fell apart, and you guys absolutely tore us apart. And look, we had no concern. We had no sort of arguments about the result. We said it on our review sort of show. You deserve to win. Like, you were the better team. And in particular, you had Chris Wood scored a hat trick. Brilliant.
This is why I titled it. Bring back Chris Wood for this game. Where's he gone? Oh, he's crashed. It must be Chris Wood. Chris Wood must have. I think he's crashed. He crashed me. Pete, has he gone? Pete, see me. It must be Chris Wood. Must be messing with his internet.
I've lost you for a second.
I can see you, Pete.
Hold on.
I can see you. Can you see me? I can see you. Must be Chris Wood.
I've lost you for a second. Can you hear me?
I can see you.
I keep going in and out. I'm here.
I can see you. What did this guy?
Can you see me?
Yeah, I can see you. I can see you. I can see you. I can see you. I can hear you.
Have you got me?
Yes. We'll text him.
Hold on a second.
I can see you.
Who's lagging here? Is it me or is
you? It's you.
Me.
No, you're not lagging.
I don't know what's going on. I thought it might be your bad weather in Nottingham, bro.
No, you're not lagging. I'm not lagging. People, am I lagging? I'm not lagging. It's you. It's him. People in the chat before, because Pete, his internet's a bit messing around. Must be is it people in the chat. What's the score picture for Saturday game? I've gone off. So yeah, people. Yeah, it must be Pete. It's definitely Pete. Must be Chris Wood messing with his internet again. But yeah, people. Before we do it, because he'll be back in a minute. He'll be back in a minute. Let me get through the comments before he comes back on. Paul, hope you're well. Still keep the good work. Thank you very much, Paul. I hope you're well. Fast to die, evening all. Hope you're well. Lefty, evening all. You read the legend himself. Paul is the guy that is sponsoring my channel. So please, like I said, if you want to help with any plumbing, gas, please do. Mark said Forest 2, Newcastle 1. Evening door, evening chat. Yes, hope you well. I do apologise for Forest to die. It was a bit. Because I was on Pete's show. Make sure everyone subscribe to Pete's show as well. Colin says 2-0 to Forest. People, if you want to be a member to the channel, please do. It helps the channel a lot. And if you want to do the super chats, again, support the channel. Please do, because it's not cheap. It is not cheap to do all this. I do by myself with all this. So yeah, please do. David, legend. Hope you well. Always on my chat. What's this again? Rocking all over like we did. Like. Yeah, legend as well. Who's there? Eve, hope you well. Eve, hope you well. I hope you're legend. Always on this street as well. Who is it? Chris Knight's million for Mortgage White. Pete, yeah. Want that. Gregory, legend. Hope you well. Kids, what a load of crap. This blue card. Oh, I'm just seeing it. People in the chat, what do you think about this blue card? I think it's absolutely rubbish. Absolutely crackers. But at the same time, maybe it will stop all the nonsense and the abusing towards refs and all the nonsense fouls. But all around, I think it's absolutely crap. I hope that crap. Georgie tuned for life. Big up Pete, up the mags. Yeah, I don't know where he's gone. His internet must have gone crazy. John, hi everyone. Come on, you Reds. Quick door. Chris Wood should play even with one left. Yeah. What's he said? He said, yeah, it's fine. It's fine. People actually please get in the comment section. Get your score predictions if you can, please. Go through the comments as well. Yeah, he's having problems with his lagging. I don't know what's wrong with his lags for people. Oh, yeah. I hate this. I've got a new computer, that's why it's a bit crazy. That's it. Mark, hope you well, my friend. Good to see you yesterday before the game. Legend himself. He says 1-1. Gregory says Door turned as a clown, was fought again for the Bristol goals, and he saved he saved the penalty and knocked it back. It was own goal. Yeah, they treated him as a hero. Right, let me put that, because I know that's Pete trying to sort his internet. It wasn't Turner's fault. It wasn't his fault. He made a save, and then you've got to blame the defence. You've got to blame the defence. So I don't think it's fault. Here he is now. What?
I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry.
Was it Chris Ward?
Don't start. Jesus Christ, man. But no, I apologise.
That's fine, bro. It's fine.
My internet was off, so I just thought, you know what? Rather than try and wait, I just rebooted it. And
yeah, that's fine. Don't worry about it. Like I said, the game, I said we won 3-1. What, like, as a Newcastle fan, like, especially the second half, it just went. There's nothing from you. Absolutely nothing.
Honestly, I was genuinely shocked, and I had confidence. We had Isak back playing. We had Botman back in the team. We had our back four that was the best defensive alongside Man City last season. We had the best defensive record. I had no reason not to be confident about that game because we were getting players back. But Botman looked unfit in that game, and it showed. Shaw was all over the place, and he has those games every so often. He had another one of them on Saturday against Luton, where he wasn't quite at the races. Against Villa, outstanding, scored 2 goals, defensively was superb. We just weren't at the races, and we just fell apart. However, what I will say is that we'd just come through the back of an absolutely horrendous December. Not only were there midweek Premier League games, we had Champions League games on the back of that, and we played a lot of games off the back of that, with the fact that we had no subs coming off the bench. And these players were having to play 90 minutes after 90 minutes after 90 minutes and not getting a rest. Saturday, Tuesday, Saturday, Wednesday. Like, it took its toll on these players that were having to pick up the pieces because we had so many injuries. What we're starting to do now is get players back. But the key to us having a better January is the fact that we've now got rests in between games. So what we're now able to do is rest and recuperate, get on the training ground, get stuff done, and we're seeing better performances on the back of that. I'm annoyed at our defensive responsibilities against Luton, but actually from an attacking point of view, we looked better. And the fact that we're able to score 4 goals, Harvey Barnes barely kicked a ball for us, came on as sub, made the difference, scored the goal to equalise. Wilson now back fit. Willock could well be on the bench at the weekend. There's rumours about him being on the bench at the weekend. There's rumours of Gordon being on the bench at the weekend. Those kind of people coming back from injury is key. Like, we need those players back for sure.
We talk about, like I said, Alan, as a Forest fan, Eddie Howe. I'm not saying it's like a Steve Cooper situation, but some Newcastle fans are saying, asking for a sack. And I'm thinking to myself, you've not had Champions League football for years. You're mid-table. I get it, like your ambitions, like you got ambition owners, you want top 4, but as you know, the FFP is stopping you buying top players. What's your opinion on it? Like, because you have to sell, to get players. Like I said, you almost got rid of Callum Wilson, Amaron,
Trippier.
What's your player? Because I feel for you. I do feel for you, because it's been a long time that you consistent. You need to be consistently to get that top 4. But what's your opinion on everything?
Well, I kind of talk it through in stages. So I'll give you my opinion on Eddie Howe, and I'll give you a section of the Newcastle fans' opinion on Eddie Howe. So for me, I back Eddie Howe. I back Eddie Howe to do the job at Newcastle United. I want him to be manager. I love the fact that he's our manager. He's doing a superb job at Newcastle United. Even this season, considering the injuries we've had and the schedule that we've had, I still think he's navigated us really well. What Newcastle United fans in general are now frustrated about are maybe some of the decisions he's making in game. So for Forest fans that won't be aware, Dan Burn gave the penalty away at 2-2 for Luton to go 3-1.
Yeah.
Why he did what he did, we've got no idea. But he was getting rinsed from Ogbonne all day long. Like, from minute 1, he was getting rinsed from him time and time and time again. He should just let him go. If he'd have let him go, there'd have been no penalty. We'd have probably defended the ball. At that point, fans are screaming for Livramento to come on. But he keeps him on for another 5 minutes. And within those 5 minutes, after the 3rd goal, they go and get a 4th. And it's, again, Dan Burn out of position. Botman gets stretched. They score a 4th goal. At that point, they then take him off. And I said to you on my channel, after that 4th goal, they bring Livramento on and they don't get a peep for the rest of the game.
Yeah. And
this is the problem. And this is the thing that Newcastle fans are frustrated with, is that not that they don't like Eddie Howe, but it's just the fact that they're not particularly happy with some of the decisions that he's making in game. And that's not all Newcastle fans. It's some. And I do think that some of his decisions that he makes with subs and transitions could well, if he doesn't improve on those and we continue to drop points between now and the end of the season, I don't think it'll be Newcastle fans he needs to be worried about. It's our ownership. And you've said it. This ownership, they are the wealthiest owners.
Yeah, this is what I don't get, because like I said, you want to spend money, but do you think the owners trust him just to get in great players under him? Because that's why I think it's so. You didn't spend no money. You have to, like I said, you have to sell. Well, that's the problem.
It's a great question. It's a really, really good question. do they trust him to sign the top players? Well, they've trusted him to sign Bruno Guimaraes. They've trusted him to sign Isaac, who are top quality players. Botman, another one. So they've trusted him to get these players in, and he's got them playing really well. So there's no reason why. And Sandro Tonali, albeit he's banned, he will be a top player for his next season. I guarantee it. So they've trusted him to buy these players, and so there's no reason for me to think that they won't trust him to continue to buy these top players. It's his decision making that's going to make the difference. But equally, if there's a top manager available, I honestly think, and this is not my opinion, I'm just thinking from an ownership point of view, if a top manager in the summer becomes available, like a top manager, not a Mourinho. A lot of fans, Newcastle fans, love Mourinho, but I think he's kind of past his best now, in my opinion. Still a good manager, but just past his best. I think if a Thomas Tuchel comes available from Bayern Munich, for example, like a manager like that they think they could try and get to come to Newcastle to kind of like rejuvenate the project, and we'll have a lot of money to spend in the summer. I think at that point, they might well consider it, particularly if we don't get European football. I think if we get European football in any way, shape, or form, they might give him the summer and the start of the season to go, you know what? You had a lot of injuries last season. You had a lot to kind of contend with. We're going to give you the start of the season in your budget. Show us what you can do. Now all your players are fit. Show us what you can do. And if he gets 10 games and he's not doing the business, I think they'll then pull the trigger at that point.
Yeah, but I simple question: like, do you want him as manager? That's the thing, because like in hindsight, if you don't get top four, this season, like
we're not getting top four.
If he doesn't get European football, at least like United, is it ninth place you in?
Yeah. It's a tight. One win could put us back into seventh.
Yeah, exactly.
So even though we're ninth, it's still really tight in there. Like Wolves are 1 point behind us. Like it's a really tight league in that middle space right there. For me, if he doesn't get European football, me personally, I'd still give him the summer budget and I'd still give him next season. The reason being is because the injuries are horrendous. We haven't had an injury list.
We've been there. We've been there.
And so you know what I'm on about. Like when you've got those sort of injuries, what can you do? You can't do anything. And so I think the ownership will look at that and go, you know what? We'll give you this summer and the season, and we'll give you the start of next season to show what you can do with fully fit players. That's what I think they might do. A lot of other Newcastle fans will say they want him out. They want him out. They want him. Some Newcastle fans want him out now. They want a new manager now.
That's harsh, man. That's harsh.
I agree. I think it's a bit mad, and it kind of reminds me a little bit of, and you might say differently actually. It kind of reminds me of your situation with your manager, because he left, and there was a lot of Forest fans that were kind of like frustrated that he left and annoyed. But then you got Nuno in.
I was one of them. I'm not gonna lie.
So I'll kind of flip it back to you. How are you thinking now with regards to your manager coming in, and do you think that was the right decision to make? Now Nuno's in the door.
You know what? I'm Forest fans in the chat like yesterday, because when we played Bristol City in the FA Cup, and I'm not going to judge him now. I'm not going to judge him because, like I said, we beat you lot and we beat Man U. But we're playing better football. Let's keep it 100. We're playing better football, but it's about results, Pete, as you know.
Yeah, I do.
The thing is, I'm not going to judge him because we've got players on AFCON. We've had players injured, so we can't judge on him. This Premier League is brutal, and we don't know when. Forest fans, what do you think? What I'm saying? This, I understand with the Newcastle situation, with, like I said, with Eddie Howe, they're now the rich. They expect to get better players. They don't trust the manager. Now we've got Nuno. With his past record with Wolves, we're not going to class Spurs in this. Is he the right man to take us forward? I think he can, but it's results business. It's all about playing. It's all about we can play good football, but it's all about getting points, and that's what the main objective is. And I'll judge him at the end of the season. I'm not going to judge him in March or April, end of the season, to see that if he can kick on, because he needs a good transfer window. If I'm honest, because we brought in, as you know, ex-Newcastle player Sells.
Yeah, Matt Sells, yeah.
Sells, I'm like, okay. But
not gonna lie, bro, I'm surprised.
Right. As people know, Matt Sells used to be for Newcastle, and I want Forest fans' opinion on him. Like I said, we can't judge him on the Bournemouth game because he wasn't really tested, was he, Forest fans, against them? Because Solanke and co didn't really pepper him. But Pete, tell Forest fans, what's your opinion on Sells? Do you think he did well for the French league? I don't know if Forest fans know, the Strasbourg fans did a protest about him coming to Forest. So, what's your opinion? Was he good at Newcastle?
Okay, when Matt Sells come in, because it was Rafa Benitez that brought him in. So when Rafa Benitez brings a player in at Newcastle United, you're thinking you trust him 110% because he's a well-respected manager. And he came in, and to be fair, he looked quite strong to begin with. He looked at, bearing in mind we were in the Championship, so we have to take that into consideration at the time when they brought him in. He looked quite strong. He looked decent. He looked commanding. But he made a couple of big mistakes quite close together that really sort of cost us. And I think because it was costing us quite early on, Rafa Benitez went, we need to make a change. And he took him out the firing line, and he put another goalkeeper in, and he never got back in the team. He just never got back in. So that was in the Championship, and so he went off and he's played at other clubs and he's done other things at other clubs. Strasbourg, he's played really well there. Honestly, I'm surprised that Forest have signed him. Even more surprised that you've made him, or ultimately you've made him your number one.
Yeah.
Because you mentioned that he played against Bournemouth and he's in there ahead of Matt Turner. And I think the Forest fans have got opinions of him because of what he's been doing with his feet.
It's not good.
Giving so many goals away.
It's not good about Turner. He's not been great.
I think shot stopping, Matt Sells is definitely better than Matt Turner. I think he's good. He wasn't overly great with his feet anyway. He wasn't massively commanding, and I'm going back a few years here, so we might well be looking at a different Matt Sells. I can only give you my opinion of what we saw at Newcastle. But what I said to you on my channel, and I maintain the same, is that if Matt Sells starts on Saturday, it will either be a Matt Sells masterclass where he's outstanding, or it's a Matt Sells disaster class where he'll make a mistake or even two that might well cost you the game. I think it'll be one or the other. And that's kind of what you'll get from him. And it won't just be the game on Saturday. I think you'll probably find that will be the case in most games as you move forward. Because for me, I do think he's sort of a bottom half, near relegation battle type goalkeeper. But I've said this to you before, Ben, and I don't get it. I don't get the signing from Forest. You had Navas last season.
That's the thing with Navas
before.
Henderson.
So like you had these players, like these goalkeepers, like Navas. I don't care if he's 36. He's an elite goalkeeper. He could play for a team in Europe. And he came to Nottingham Forest, and having him in goal last season was a big reason why you guys stayed in the league, because he was a fantastic goalkeeper. Before that, you had Henderson. Henderson nearly got European football with Sheffield United before. And it was only Man United holding him back and not allowing him to leave was the only reason he didn't really kick on. But you got him, and it was only a really unfortunate injury. I remember watching the game. He picked up an unfortunate thigh injury that kind of ended that spell. But he was doing wonders for you in goal. He was a really good goalkeeper. I remember at St. James's Park, your first game in the Premier League, he was making some wonder saves. He looked good. And so this is why it doesn't make sense to me that you've got Matt Sells, because Matt Sells, for me, isn't on a Navas or Henderson level. And so if you're going to stay in the Premier League, you want, like, for example, I don't like the guy. I don't rate him at all. But Jordan Pickford, for example, at Everton, like he's not a bottom half of the league goalkeeper. As much as it begrudges me to say so, he's not. And they've got something that maybe you haven't in terms of that elite or top level, certainly top half of the level goalkeeper that's going to keep you in the league, that's going to make those big saves, that's going to keep you in the league. Maybe Matt Sells will be that guy. I don't know. But from what I've seen of him, I personally don't see it. Like, I don't know what you think about that.
People in the chat, what do you think about Pete's thing about Sells? Do you agree with him, disagree with him? Please get in the comments, man.
David's made a good point. David's made a good point in the chat. He said it was January and there wasn't much about. I get it. I get it.
That's the thing, because I don't know if you know, Peter, we was linked with Butland. We linked with. I read an article in the Athletic, and I think that January was we wanted. I think we wanted. Who's Arsenal goalkeeper?
Ramsdale.
Ramsdale.
Wow.
Require about Ramsdale. Require about 3 or 4 goalkeepers. Wanted Johnson from Crystal Palace, Butland, and Sells was just. I think he was the option, and time will tell.
Yeah,
we can't judge him yet, because, like I said, if the Stratford fans have protested him, and everyone talks about the French league and saying it's not a great league, but when it comes to Premier League, it's completely different. So, first of all, what do you think? Do you think it's a good signing, yes or no? Because we all know about Turner and Vlach. They've not done good for us yet this season, and we're in the bottom half. And some Forest fans will be disappointing. Some Forest fans will say that's where we're going to be. But
you know what, though? I hope Matt Sells is the guy for you. Maybe not on Saturday. Maybe not on Saturday. I hope he drops a couple of clangers on Saturday. I'm not gonna lie. But honestly, I hope he is the guy for you for the rest of the season, because, as I've said to you before, I love the fact that Nottingham Forest are playing in the Premier League. Like me, I'm from Leicester. I don't like Leicester. I hate Leicester.
Don't mention that team.
I mentioned it because I don't like them. I don't like them. I don't. I lived there. I was born there. I don't like Leicester.
Many people are rattled. I rattled so many Leicester fans. I don't know if you know what's the Leicester fan's name. I forgot his name now. I think I rattled him. I don't really care about him. That's why they are getting promoted. We'll see him next season, I hope. But I don't care about Leicester City. But yeah. Carry on. Sorry.
The reason why I say it is because, like, I really like Forest. You guys have got history. You've got, you won big trophies. You've got that history and prestige about yourselves. I was buzzing. All as loaded lads were buzzing when you came up, because we want the Premier League to be filled with teams with like history and prestige and that that quality. And it's been so long since you've been in the Premier League that we're buzzing you. Really,
there's always been history.
That you stayed in the league.
There's always been history between us two. Like I know in the 90s, like players like my legend himself, Ian Wone, scored him wonderful goals.
Don't talk about that. He's a guy, man. You guys helped cost us the Premier League, bro.
He was funny enough to beat you 3-1 as well. So legend Ian Wone. But yeah, we've got past history with Newcastle, and like I said, I've always rated. And I'm sorry to say this, Pete, Newcastle fans, but I always rate Sunderland fans as well. And I'm sorry, Pete, but I've got to say.
Why would you do that?
No. But I've got to say it. I've always rated yourself as Sunderland fans, because
you're only doing this because you know we want Morgan Gibbs White. That's the only reason why you're saying this, bro.
I had a discussion on Pete's channel. Make sure everyone goes subscribe to Pete. We'll talk about his channel at the end of the show. He assumes Morgan Gibbs White is going to Newcastle, because I remember
I never said that. I said that I would take him at Newcastle.
You want like this? Right, I saw Newcastle fans. Like, you know what social media is like, going crazy about certain players. And Gibbs White was there, and I saw him with a fake Newcastle top, and he was on a channel as well. And then Newcastle thought yes, but they had to sell, and that's what I'm trying to talk to Pete about. Yeah, we talk about loads of money. I'm talking about what Morgan Gibbs White. Do you like he's a top player for Forest, but do you think he's a type of player that can play for Newcastle in the future? Because I don't want him to go. I don't want him to go to you lot, because in the future we could be rivals, a top 10 rivals, and you never know. But
I would love that.
What's your opinion on it? Do you think Gibbs White will is a type of player that you could have?
He is the type of player that Eddie Howe loves. And we've become accustomed now to Eddie Howe's type of players. Eddie Howe wants Premier League experience, and if possible, he wants English-based players. That's what he's looking for. So last January, we signed Anthony Gordon for 45 million. And a lot of people went, why are they spending that much on that player? But then you look at him this season and you go, that's why he spent that money on that player, because he fits the mold of what he wants Newcastle United to be under Eddie Howe. I think he looks at Morgan Gibbs White. Anyone watched him in the under-21s? Anyone watched him in the back end of last season at Forest? I certainly did. And I've been banging the drum for Morgan Gibbs White since the back end of last season, since I've been watching him. Watched him in the Euros, watching him as much this season. And I think he is, and his attributes are perfect for what Newcastle United would want. And that's why I think, honestly, I think Newcastle will come in for him at some point this season. I'm not saying we're going to get him, but I genuinely think that Eddie Howe's already got him on his wish list. If we'd have sold, I guarantee you, I'm not saying we'd have signed him, but I guarantee you, if we'd have sold Miguel Almiron to Saudi for 30 million, which was the agreement, Miggy just didn't want to go, we would have come in for Morgan Gibbs White, because he would have wanted him to come into that team and either play on the wing or play in the midfield, as he does for Forest for the rest of the season. He would have tried to sign him. I'm not saying he would have got him, but he fits Eddie Howe's style of play to perfection. And that's why I say he's an Eddie Howe type of player.
Let me ask a question, because we was on Pete's channel again, and he asked me about how much Morgan Gibbs White would cost. So Forest fans and then the Newcastle fans here, how much do you think Morgan Gibbs White is worth now? Don't be realistic. Don't go OTT. How much do you think he's worth now? And do you think Newcastle can afford him? Because we all know players are ambitious and they want to play for England. And Morgan Gibbs White, like I said, he did fantastic for the under-21s. But if we are continue to be a mid-table team, Morgan Gibbs White will say, I want to leave and play for Newcastle or Spurs. And there's no player that there's not a chance, and he was talking about him as well, Murillo. You're a fan of him, aren't you?
I love him. I do. I think he's a brilliant player. The only I would love him at Newcastle United, but the problem is it's not an issue for us. It's a great thing. We've got Sven Botman.
Yeah,
that I think he is a lot better, in my opinion, because he's a left-sided centre back.
Yeah,
I think for what you signed him for, I think you signed him for like 10 million. I think you got him for. You brought him in for around that sort of figure. It was really cheap price. I think he's big. He's strong. I've watched him, and when I first noticed him,
he's fast.
He was putting like last-ditch tackles in and like to perfection. And I was like, who is this guy? And I had to look into him a little bit more. And then I'm going back earlier on in the season, and then I've watched him a little bit more since. And I thought he's good on the ball. He's got a great tackle on him. I hadn't noticed something you'd said on our channel though about the fact that his heading ability hasn't always been quite there. I haven't watched that, and I want to watch that a little bit closely, because that might be one of the big stickler. Well, it would be a big stickler for Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe won't sign a player unless they're good in the air. Certainly a centre back. He wants his centre backs to be good in the air. But the rest of his game, I think, like, he is building nicely. And I think he's only, 21?
21. And the thing about, I don't know if you know, Pete, like when we did sign him, he only played like 11 or 12 games for the Brazilian team that we signed for. And this is why, and Forest fans agree, disagree with me. You might as well get in the comments now. He's not good aerial, defensive wise. He's still learning. And like I said, he's playing a month again for Forest. And Forest fans, like again, we'll talk about Marcus White, how much he's worth. How much do you think, Forest fans, how much do you think Mourinho costs us right now? Let's be realistic. And you mentioned that Botman is a left foot centre back, but like, again, do you think you could get in a Newcastle team if you did? Really?
Yeah.
Nah, Forest fans, no, he's massive.
Look. On a serious level, Sven Botman is
good player, no? He's a good player.
He's a top centre back.
Yeah,
he's 23 years old.
He's coming for you, though. Mourinho's coming.
No, I'm not saying that at all. I think Mourinho will be a top player himself. He's 21. He's got a couple of years on Sven Botman. But for me, Sven Botman, great in the air, brilliant on the board. He's big, strong. Like he's got everything to be a top player. He's been dubbed that the next big thing after Van Dijk, to be that next centre back to come into the Dutch squad, to be that guy. Now, the only reason why I say that he's ahead of him is because Sven Botman, before he even came to Newcastle United, he took Lille to win the league. Yeah, he was at Lille. They won the league against PSG. Not only that,
didn't they? Yeah, they did.
Yeah, they won the league against PSG when Botman was there. They had the best defensive record in Ligue 1. Not only that, he took Lille, of all teams, to the knockout stage of the Champions League. And he came to Newcastle with credentials. Not just that, he came to Newcastle United and got his Champions League football.
Wow.
And then has played Well, he only played, I think, one game of Champions League football because he got injured and was out for 10 weeks. So, again, we had a big miss there. But on top of that, he's now pushing to be sort of Van Dijk's replacement in the Dutch squad. And he'll be the future of the Dutch squad alongside De Ligt and a couple of other players, Van der Ven at Spurs. He's alongside those boys to be that next player. And he'd have had far more caps had he had been fit this season. If he'd have been fitted, he'd have been playing regularly for Holland right now. And this is why, for these reasons, this is why I'm saying he's ahead of Murillo. That's not to say that he's not a good player. Murillo, I've watched a lot of him. He is a top centre-back. He will be a top half European centre-back, whether it's with yourself or with another club. He will be that for sure. Because
don't say another club. Like, you're gone like...
Honestly, I would love you guys to be up there. And to be fair, for all the crazy amounts of signings you've made some fantastic signings. You've brought some really good players in.
Yeah.
You talked about Sangara before. Sangara, we were linked with him. I'd have loved him at Newcastle United. I would love.
He's not been great with us. He's not been great with us. Like Forest fans, like I said, I think half the chat will say he's not been great with us so far since we paid 35 million for him. But
be patient. Once I still think there's a top player in there. There's a top player in there, and I was surprised when he signed him. I think there's still a top player in there. You got Murillo there as well. You got the likes of Morgans, Gibbs White still. You got Hudson-Odoi, Elanga. Like, you've signed players that have played at top clubs and top teams that know what it's like to play in the top half of the table. You just need to build the team around you to be able to, the rest of the players to be able to build that. Like, you guys will be there. You guys will be there for sure.
People, please do hit the like button if you can as well, and please subscribe to my channel. Make sure everyone's just going to subscribe to Leonard Mac as well. And as well, I'm going to get Pete's score prediction in a few minutes. Pete, like I said, going forward, like I said, let's talk about Saturday's game. How are you feeling about Saturday? Because I've seen the Newcastle game against Luton. 4-4 at home, and we can't be disrespectful to Luton because we drawn 2-2 to him. What's your thoughts on this one? Like I said, this just like he beat Villa, but what's your thoughts going? Are you confident about Saturday's game or worried?
Not confident. Just because
you were confident last time. You were confident last time.
Well, I'm not confident that we're going to win. If you look at our away form this season,
Yeah.
we've won 2 games in the Premier League. We won 8-0 at Sheffield United, and then we won last week at Villa 3-1.
Yeah.
Like for a team that should be fighting for European football, in our opinions, that's not good enough. It's been a really poor season away from home. So away from home, I'm just not confident. I'm not. And Forest is a tough place to go, as we found. Even though we won
last season,
was it a 90th minute penalty?
Yeah,
Isaac scored both goals.
Yeah.
Like that's what it took to beat you there. Like it's not an easy place to go. So that's why I'm not confident. In terms of we're going to go there and just get the result easy. That's not the case. But we have to win. We have to win. We didn't win against Luton. We won against Villa, fair enough. We didn't win against Luton. We've got you guys on Saturday. We've got Bournemouth at home, which won't be an easy game next weekend. And then we go to Arsenal. Like they're not easy Premier League games, but when you look at the table, with all due respect, and you look at Forest away, you look at Bournemouth at home, and then you look at Arsenal away, you're looking at the 2 games there, Bournemouth and Forest, and you're thinking we need to pick up points in that game, in those 2 games. If we want to be challenging, if we want to get in 7th place at the minimum and secure European football, we have to win these games. And so. Yeah, I'm not confident, but we need to step up. We've got players coming back now. We've got Barnes back in the team. We've got Wilson back in the team. Rumours about Willock potentially being on the bench at the weekend. Not confirmed reports about Gordon saying his injury is not serious. Whether he's going to make the bench or not on Saturday, we don't know.
I hope he doesn't play. No, I love to see good players though. But Gordon, actually, when we played against you lot, the first like to the half an hour. He gave Martial a bit of a crazy time.
Yeah.
But
definitely. He's really kind of hit the ground running. He really has kind of hit the ground running and had a great season. I don't think any Newcastle fan or other fan expected Gordon to have the season that he's had. Like I do fully expect him to be picked for England. And given an opportunity to show what he's all about in March. Normally that's what England do. I think he's earned the right because I think he's had a really good season. One of the best left wingers to perform in the Premier League this season. I'd be gutted if he's not on the bench. I would love him to come on, and even if it was for 10 minutes, to come on and really show what he's about. But we've got Harvey Barnes, who's a goal scorer. He obviously knows Forest well, being a Leicester boy. I know you guys would like it, but I would love a Harvey Barnes goal at the weekend.
No, listen to me. I rate Barnes, but listen, no, he's not going to score past us. Not a chance. If he does, fair play, but no, it's not happening. There's a nice comment for you, Pete. Big respect to Pete. Very honest views. Enjoyed antics on 12th man. Shout out to Dan, who does the 12th man, and Dave. He's always on that channel as well. So shout out to Dan.
Where is Dave? I've not seen Dave for ages.
He'll be back on. He'll be back on. Shout out to Dave. He'll be back on.
Dave, man. Dave's a great guy.
You can take him. Don't do a transfer. We'll send him to Newcastle. Dave, I'm joking. Before you do that. Right, let me get Pete's score prediction now. People in the chat, do score prediction. I've done a poll as well, people, on who will win. 69 says Forest. Well, I know there's all Forest fans mostly on there, but yeah, 69 says Forest, 14% says Newcastle, and 16% says a draw. Wow. Okay, so Forest fans, what did you put in the poll? Did you say win, lose, or draw? Get your score predictions now. Pete, I know I said it, but what's your score prediction for Saturday?
I'm always going to back my boys. You know this. I'm going to back my boys.
He was wrong last time. He was wrong.
Yeah, I was wrong. I'm hoping that...
Big time!
I'm hoping that lightning don't strike twice. But I'm going to go for a tight Newcastle United win. I'm going to go for a 2-1. Same as last season. I think it might be a tight game. I think both teams need to win, which I think it will make it for a really sort of tight game. But I hope more than anything that the quality of some of our forward players, Wilson, Miggy, Harvey Barnes, make the difference. So I'm going to go for a 2-1 Newcastle United win.
I said people on Pete's channel, I said 2-2. I said 2-2 because I think I'm not trying to be negative. I think I'm just like the way the Newcastle play football. They play good football. So I'm gonna say I'll say 2-2 people, 2-2. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm wrong, but I think it'll be a good game. I personally think.
I hope you're wrong. I hope it's 2-1. I'm not gonna
we win. No, I hope we win. I don't want to lose. I hope we win. So people don't get twisted. Don't ignore this one because he's completely wrong last time. So ignore him. Right. So we've got a quick one. 1-1 gamer.
Okay.
Win 2-1. Hopefully, Burn has a shocker. Be honest.
I hope you don't play.
Huh?
I hope you don't play. We had this conversation like if Livramento plays, I think he potentially locks down Anthony Elanga. He's got the pace, he's got the defensive nous. He's actually really good going forward as well, Livramento. He's not predominantly a left back, but he can play there and he can play really well there. This is the big thing with the Newcastle United circuit. Honestly, nobody knows from Newcastle United fans whether Burns going to play or Livramento's going to play. This is the big question. On Saturday at 4:30, when the teams are announced, everyone's going to be looking for that left back position.
Yeah.
Is Livramento going to play? Is Burn going to play? I think if Livramento starts, the confidence from Newcastle fans is going to be through the roof. They're going to be going, you know what? We can fucking do this. We can win this game. If Burn plays, I think there's going to be a little bit of are we going to get hammered down that left hand side? I think it's literally going to go both ways with that one decision on its own.
So a lot of people, Pete thinks he'll win 2-1. I say 2-2. I hope I'm wrong, but like I said, I was completely wrong last time. I'm missing Chris Ward. I want Chris Wood today. To call Chris Wood he'll score with a wheelchair and score 3 goals past you lot. That's how confident I am. But Pete, it's been a pleasure. Before we do go, people, like I said, I was on Pete's channel. If you do, please want to watch it, please do. Pete, do talk about your channel so people can follow it. Its link is in the title as well, people. So all you do is click on it and click subscribe. That's all you need to do. Go on, Pete.
There you go. Loaded Mag NUFC. Like I say, we talk all things Newcastle United.
I loved it, Pete. I loved it after the game. I loved the review show. Loved it.
Oh my god. We're either absolutely fuming or absolutely.
I loved it.
We weren't in a good mood on Boxing Day. I'm not gonna lie. So that one wasn't a good one for us. Great one for you.
Loved it. On the way back from Nottingham. Yes.
No, I can't believe it. But no, and Loaded Mag NUFC, we do all content. Newcastle United, top man Steve. Come and give us a subscribe. We'll be doing a reaction show on Saturday or even Sunday after the result. So
another meltdown.
Hopefully, no, we'll be living it up. We'll be happy with this one. But look, we are looking at doing some additional content from all fans of kind of Premier League clubs. So look, Ben would love to have you on and do some of that talk. We'll I'm sure we'll talk privately and sort that out. So we are kind of branching out to the wider footballing community, not just Newcastle United, and we'll build that as we move along.
So that might have people. Please do give a subscribe to Pete, like the top guy as well. Like on his channel as well, top guys as well. But yeah, please give Pete a channel. Right, people. Like I say, thank you everyone that took the time to watch my channel. Before doing a massive shout out to my sponsor, PW Plumbing Gas. Shout out to Paul, who kindly sponsors my channel. If anyone need any plumbing or gas work, family or friend, anyone, he's a Forest fan, top guy, goes to all the Forest games, just like myself. He, like I said, anyone needs any help, please do, and he will come to you. His link is in the description. Email him; he'll help you out. So please do. But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I cannot wait for. I'm just gutted Chris Wood's not playing. I'm really gutted because the melt. I don't know. I think when was it? I saw these Newcastle fans. There's a little clip on YouTube with the meltdown from Newcastle fans, and I thought, "Where's Pete? Where's Pete?" And there was no Pete on there. I thought, "What?"
Thank God for that. Thank God for that. But no, like all sort of like rivalry with the game aside, I do really like Forest. I'm a massive respect to Forest. I nearly signed for the club when I was young.
Why didn't you? You could have been a Forest fan.
I signed for Sheffield United and said it was the choice. I had Sheffield United or Forest.
I hope they go down.
To be fair, Forest came for me afterwards. Like I'd already signed to go to the academy of Sheffield United.
What year was this?
Yeah. Oh, we're going back in the 90s. I'm old, man. I'm old school, man.
I'm trying to help you out. I thought you look 21, but
I appreciate that. I'm going to keep you to that.
It's all like coconut water. It's all like coconut water, like I mean.
Of course. Oh, standard procedure. Coconut water, man. You know the score, but you know what? I don't know. An ex-player of yours, Spencer Weir-Daly.
Spencer Weir-Daly. Yeah,
I know well. Our families used to know each other growing up, and I used to know Spencer. He went to Forest. He's a year older than me. He went to Forest and played there, and did really well. And I was going to do the same, but then Sheffield United came for me, and I went to them.
Shocking choice.
They've got a good academy. They've got good people through.
Who has?
Sheffield United have always had
people. I enjoyed this trouble. That just killed off. They got a good academy.
I'm not saying it's better than Forest, but I'm just saying they had a good academy.
We need words.
But what I will say is that I do wish I'd have played for Forest.
Before we do, I got a super chat. Legend himself, Lefty, top show. Pete is a Forest man in the sky. Laugh loud. You red? Yeah. He was a Forest fan. He was a Forest fan. But shout out. Thank you for the £4.99. We're absolutely legend for that. But people, thank you for coming on. Like I said, I'll be doing my usual vlog, after the game reaction. I'll be doing a review show on Sunday at 8 o'clock to celebrate. And like I said, people, if you want to see Pete's meltdown, if Forest win, I'd love to see it. Part 2. Because I loved it. But yeah, I'll be back, people. I'll have Dylan's back as well, so you can have a little joke and laugh, Dylan. Let's watch other people as well. But people, before we do, if you are rewatching this, please get your score predictions as well. If you can do me a favor, please hit the like button as well. It's a massive favor as well. And as well, last but not least, make sure everyone subscribe to Loaded Mag as well. All you do is click on the link and subscribe to his channel to see him have another meltdown on Saturday after the game. It's been a great show. Thank you, everyone. Peace and love, and I'll see you soon. Up the red.